What's up everybody, James here. This is Project Eclipse. So just when we thought we got everything fixed, I drove it for a week before shooting the next video, and we still have some coolant issues. I'll show you here. Basically just pouring out. Looks like it's coming from the left side. I really can't identify. I've been looking. I really can't identify exactly where it's coming from. However, I did notice this. You're not gonna be able to see it, it's too dark. But there's some metal down there. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but it's collecting some coolant. You can kind of see some shining glare down there in the depths. And coolant's there, and it's not exactly under a hose. So really gotta work on tracking this issue down. So before I take it to a professional, I'm gonna use some sealer here. We're gonna see if this works. You can see I'm prepared, and we're gonna give this a shot. We'll get it running, and I'll find out today if it says flush and fill regularly. I'm gonna get it running and see if this works. So I think that's my issue right there. Now the car's been running for about 5 minutes now, and get my head in here. If you can see, thermostat still showing cold. Makes me wonder if my issue is a thermostat issue. When I originally bought the car, the guy told me that they had to replace the thermostat, and you know, I'm assuming that he's telling me the truth. I got no reason to believe otherwise, but well, I guess it's starting to move now. But I wonder if my issue stems from a thermostat issue. We're gonna keep an eye on it. The sealant says to let the car run for 10 minutes. Well, we'll wait another 5 minutes and we'll see what happens to the heat here. Another thing I've noticed is the fans haven't kicked on yet. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. Now I'm unsure if that's normal or not. I would have thought by now the fans would have kicked on to cool the car down. Plus, I'm actually running the heat on high. So that tells me that that these fans should be blowing. So there's something there we're gonna have to address. So it's been 10 minutes now. Close these vents so you can hear me. It's been 10 minutes now. The temperature has normalized. I'm actually gonna run the car a little bit longer to see if I start to overheat. I'm gonna check under the car here in a second to see if we have any cooling leaking. And last I saw, the coolant was starting to bubble over the radiator spout. They told me not to put the lid on, so I guess it's preventing the overflow from getting, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna check on it, and we'll continue to monitor things. You can see in the far back there's a little puddle of fresh coolant leaking all the way back there, just right of the tire shot there by the crack. So definitely still getting some leaking, and that's not coming from the overflow valve because I've been keeping an eye on it. So nothing coming from the overflow there. So there's something on the engine side because there are no hoses coming from the radiator on the left side. So I think my problem stems deeper than what I think it does. All right, so some good news here. The fans have kicked on, so I know that's not my problem here. Yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of try to find out. It's hard to see down there, but my leak seems to be coming from directly from this area, which is next to the overflow, but not where the overflow is happening. Plus, I've been watching. You can see there's no wetness down there, so something from the engine side is leaking. I'm only assuming it's coolant because when I first bought the car, I had an oil leaking problem that I think we've resolved. So we're gonna continue to run this. I'm gonna try to figure out if that's coolant or oil that I'm leaking. Okay, fans are running. Coolant is filled up. And you can see I'm still overheating. So I've got an issue somewhere else. And I'm thinking it's probably time to stop self-diagnosing and self-fixing. I think it's time to take it to a professional. I think that's the next step. So stay tuned for updates. It's a bummer.